I'm David Trum at Braxton Grant, talking to you about ODIN I, a pre-configured and tested SIEM with a web reporting and management interface that can ingest log data from over 400 devices and applications. It uses lifecycle management to keep data as long as required and then automatically purges it with the option to save snapshots to a repository like S3, Azure, GCS, or a shared file system. Snapshots can also be searchable. It's a reliable and cost-effective way to get going fast for monitoring and alerting on important events in your IT infrastructure. We purposely made ODIN I's user interface to look like the familiar Broadcom-recommended, and it comes with all of Reporter's reports, plus a few more. It adds syslog events from the on-premises proxy SGs, as well as Broadcom's Cloud Swig. All of your Broadcom proxy logs are in the same place. We worked closely with Elastic and Broadcom and are the official Broadcom-recommended upgrade path for Reporter that has had its end of life announced February 1st, 2025. Because ODIN I is designed to use devices and services from many vendors, our nomenclature uses Elastic Common Schema. So instead of C-IP, the field is called client.ip. Much more understandable. Or S-IP on proxy SG is the same as R-IP on Cloud Swig, and they each become destination.ip within ODIN I. Using common nomenclature is a strong benefit. ODIN I also enriches these IP addresses into a geopoint for mapping. It defaults to bring you to this main dashboard after logging in, where we see links to all the other dashboards. Here you see all of Reporter's original 64 reports, as well as a few more. We have a blocked request by category report that shows the bar chart at the top and the table on the bottom. We can drill down with the Discover icon right here on the table. And we can open up each document in detail just by clicking the spreader icon. And then we can see all of the original records. Okay. All of the reports have a filter at the top, and we clear those out. We can see even more. And so we can see we've got almost 100,000 records here. And we can look at some things that change a good bit, like we click on a field on the left and we can see the distribution of all the different values sampled over 10,000 records. So it shows about half of these records are from proxy SG, the other half are from the cloud proxy. So if we only wanted to see the things that were a HTTP status or code of 200, then we can just type in a filter, and then all these get filtered down to only that. And we can see most of these records, because we started at about 100,000, now we're down to 66,000, meet this criteria. But I bet if we say 404, it's going to be a little smaller. Yeah, so now we're 23. So there's a lot of 404s out here in this data set. Okay, let's move on to our next report. Destination by country. So we can zoom into these and we can see, you get in tight enough and you can see the actual cities where people have been surfing to. Okay. And another example is a blocked web applications. There we go. And we see the familiar bars at the top and the tables at the bottom. We also have full log details because not everything is a bar chart. Sometimes we want tables. The nice thing about this is if we see a particular item here like HTTP status code of 200, we don't care about seeing that one, so we're going to hit the little minus sign here And now all those go away. And we see at the top left what the filter is. So that was how to change our filter to exclude. And now we can say, oh, we only want to see 200. We can hit this. Considering 200 is a normal event, we probably don't want to see those. But if we only wanted to see 406s, then we could hit a plus here, and we see only 406s. Okay, we can always go to Discover if we needed to see even more. Next, we can look at our bandwidth by category per month report. And we see in September, it was a little less than it is now. We fly over our chart and it shows us the details as we break it down for bytes sent and bytes received. We come over October and we see we're halfway through October and we're moderately increased from last month. And then we have our familiar table at the bottom. Okay, if we didn't like to see everything aggregated by month, what we can do is we can edit and change the time scale not to be 1 month, but to be 1 day. And it's a lot more granular. I guess we only run test data on certain days. But that is our bandwidth report. Next, if we look at our Discover page, we can change the drop-down to be proxy event logs. So this is a syslog coming into ODIN about what was going on at the proxy, not the user activity, but the system events. Okay, so maybe what we want to look for is an error. These are case sensitive. So now we see anything that contained an error. Maybe we want to look for a restart. Okay, and we see the proxy was initiating a restart on these times. Again, we can still drill into our detail here and see the event message is that. Okay, if we wanted to try the new query language called ESQL, then we can get to the same place by using this language. It's kind of similar to structured query language. That is it for ODIN IB Basic.